Good evening. I'm going to call our meeting to order. It's 5:30. This is the Monroe County Women's Commission. It is February 15th. This is our regularly scheduled meeting. The commission shall serve in an advisory role to assist residents, businesses, and the government of Monroe County in addressing issues of gender equity in all aspects of society. The mission is to advance the status of women and marginalized genders in all areas of county life. I would like, everyone's seen the agenda. I sent it out earlier today. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda or any amendments proposed?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Agenda approved. Yeah, Molly's not here, so I don't need to do a roll call vote. And we have quorum with 4, 5.
Who's the online? Are there members online? I can't read that.
I don't know, it's probably all of them.
Oh, okay.
There's an unknown person, which is fine, but TSD, we are expecting Commissioner Molly Otto to be on Zoom or Teams at some point, but I don't see her right now.
Did everyone have a chance to look over the minutes? I don't know if we have to approve them singularly or we can approve them.
I have one amendment on one, or clarification. Can I put that forward?
Yes.
Okay, so on February 8th, one of the bullet points under communications discussion is that I will write up a draft proposal for long-term communication strategy. So I think from what I remember talking about, it was more like strategic planning rather than a communication strategy. Okay. And so that's what I worked with Susan on it, and that's what she's presenting today. Okay, so I just didn't want that to be like a floating.
Yeah, what is it that, sorry.
Okay,
I finally
so
found the
it's,
spot.
yeah, so it's almost at the end of the bullet points, but go 3 up.
Yeah, the action item.
Commissioner Sobiak will write up a draft proposal.
Right, what is it that's supposed to be there, sorry? That's what I didn't catch. It's not a draft proposal for long-term communication strategy, it is instead.
Strategic plan for the coming year. Or maybe even work with, okay, as long as it's clear that is
Not an
being wrapped
outstanding
up
action
today.
item.
Right. Whatever we're calling this that's being presented today.
Okay.
I think it's, goals and strategy for 2024.
Okay, so I've got it amended to say Commissioner Sobiek will write up draft proposal for strategic plan for this year to present next week, which is now.
With, right, Commissioner Hingle, because she's going to present it.
And per our team's, what's that called? Closed captioning. You're now Commissioner Zodiac.
Ah,
That's kind of cool.
I know.
I'll take it.
so I've got Commissioners Sobiek and Hingle will write up draft proposal for strategic plan for this year to present next week.
Commissioner Soviet.
Yeah,
You're that
now
much
we're- yeah.
Soviet.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Oh,
Thank
then it went to
you.
Commissioner Sylvia. Sorry. This is too funny.
We're a little bit too amused by small things.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Life is about small things.
Okay, and you know what? We can do whatever we want, remember? So if you want to
Approve all 3
approve
minutes?
all 3.
So we're going to approve November, what day was it? Sorry, 18th?
16th.
December 18th?
13th.
Why don't you let her say it?
I don't know why I didn't write it down. No, sorry, November,
16th.
December 18th.
13th.
Dang it. And February
Say them. 8th.
8th. With the amendment on February 8th, do I have a motion to approve the minutes? Those 3 minutes?
A motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yep.
Minutes approved. Commissioner updates. I didn't really write a whole lot for me because I really want to spend time on everything, on the strategy. But I was trying to think if I did have anything that would. I'm gonna say no. Maria.
Good. Molly's with us now, just so you know.
Hi, Molly.
I just have that I want everyone to know that February is Teen Violence Dating Awareness Month. These are Indiana stats. 1 in 3 will teens in Indiana will experience emotional abuse during their lifetime or during their teens. 1 in 10 will experience sexual violence. 1 in 10 will experience physical violence. And then nationally, 43% of dating teens report violent or abusive behaviors. Stunning. And not in a good way.
Anything else? Nope. Awesome. So we'll go to old business. County Council, I know you were at the meeting the other night. I was watching for a little bit. Do you want to report on Jennifer?
So Jennifer Crossley, our county council liaison, she during commission updates, she did a PSA for the Reimagining Safety event that we are sponsoring. Or do you have stuff that I wrote things down? Okay, so there wasn't anything else except for JFAC things, which Councilperson Iverson updated. There are 18 recommendations. We can see that all the work and all the updates on the JFAC website. I think that's probably the best place to go. I could list off some things, but I think that's the best place to go to see those. And they have done, he very transparently said they have done zero work in intercepts 22, 23, and 24, which include the anti-racism strategy plan and task force, training around that, and I can't read my own writing what 22 is, so. That is all.
Does anybody else have any comments they'd like to make about county council? Awesome. I did left out the county commissioners because they didn't have a meeting this week. So, and then girls web design. I know Tiana couldn't make it today, and I don't know if anybody else has any updates they need to report.
As part of the minutes last week, when we were discussing the subcommittees and continuing them, we kind of informally were like, so and so thought it was a good idea to keep the subcommittee going, but we never did like a motion and approval to keep the subcommittees going. Do we need to do that for both of these or no?
No,
We do not.
I do not. Not until I think when we get through the structure proposal, that will come out. It will change.
Do a motion.
What?
And we will do a motion in voting to keep the committees going or not?
Well, I think if we all agree to restructure, things are changing a little bit anyway.
Okay.
So no, we do not. At this, for that specifically.
That was it.
I know Tiana said she was gonna send us notes on the commission, on the camp, so. Anything on gender equity? I know we talked about CAPS a little bit. Is there any notes about CAPS that anybody would like to share that we have?
Just so you know, I feel like we've upheld our sponsorship in that Jennifer Crossley made the did kind of the PSA during the meeting. I have shared one of the graphics from Reimagining Safety on at least 5 Facebook groups, and my own, and in Middleway House's social media, and with Middleway House's team. I think that if everyone else can just share it or whatever, I feel like we've upheld that part of our deal.
Did we in fact send the mission for us as part of the, yes.
Or I don't know why I laughed. I mean, I do know why, but so they need, we'll use the Monroe County logo like we have been, because we don't have one of our own, for the playbill, as they're calling it, but for the program. And they wanted a sentence or two about why we got involved. Molly Turner King, and I love it how she just hangs out and keeps us in line. Like, I love it. And so if we made our own statement about that, about nonviolence or reimagining safety or the CAPS report or anything like that, we had to present that to the commissioners. And I think we're also saying a lot about the commissioners. Technically, we should, present things to the council as well. It's not just the commissioners that are in charge of us. We have like 50-50 whatever appointments. And so I asked, and of course did not get another response, because I wondered if we could use the actual Board of Commissioners mission statement, because it says, "We, the Monroe County Board of Commissioners, renew our commitment to welcome and protect the rights of all peoples, regardless of age, color, creed, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity, marital status, economic status, and national origin. And we affirm the right of every person to live peacefully and without fear." And this is aggressive language, but we will fight and resist at every step discrimination and harmful policies, whatever their source. I think that's very appropriate. And that is on the website, that is public whatevers. And so it is my opinion that we should use that.
The sponsorship for the event, is it the Board of Commissioners, or is it us? It's us, isn't it?
It's us, but
Yeah.
we can use that language. We can take out, the Board of Commissioners, because, and what we want to say is we have a commitment to welcome and protect the rights of all peoples, those words.
Oh,
And
so
then-
have that statement that the commissioners say be what the Women's Commission puts forward to the CAPS folks as
why we're
statement.
sponsoring their Reimagining Safety event.
but we're not hearing anything back about whether or not we can do that.
That's correct. That is correct.
And we're supposed to send this today?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, no, today.
Today.
By tonight.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like I'm just going to do it because it's on the website. It's their mission statement. It's public. It's whatever. I'm not going to claim it as ours, but I will say we have a commitment to, just like it says here.
Okay.
How do we feel about that?
I think that
that
sounds
is
great.
acceptable risk.
And just, it's on record, it's on CATS, it's in our minutes. If it was me, my idea, whatever. And if anybody needs to take the fall for anything, I will do that.
This just reminds me, and I've been thinking about it for other reasons anyway, is something like I need to go to office hours, and talk about this with, how to work with the commissioners about this directly as a one-on-one conversation, not, Molly is very helpful, but, directly to the
Yeah,
commissioners.
I think that is great. And I think that when you do that, you need to take really good notes and or record the conversation or ask them if you can, just so we have clarity. We want to
Right.
be clear. And since we're not getting responses, or at least
And
I'm
timely.
not,
Yeah.
Timely
then,
responses.
yeah, because I still have that question out there. What does it mean that we do not do business in some nebulous
Yes.
way? Like, I need to know what that means. I don't know.
Right.
As part of sending that, can you send the website for the Women's Commission as well? Because I think they can include like a learn more website.
Do we have a website?
Well,
Yes.
the page that we have.
The page.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. If that works for them.
Oh.
I don't know. If it's a print program, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It may be pointless then, but
Ooh, I could do a QR code.
Look at you, fancy.
Commissioner's statement and QR code to Moco Woco page. Susan, I think that was the best thing you've ever done is the Moco Woco.
I thought you hated it.
I loved it.
it sounds like a coffee drink.
Did I hate it at first?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I feel like you're like,
with skin.
No,
I
I
do
liked
like
it.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, I think it's the best thing you've done in your tenure.
Just kidding.
Ouch.
No.
The bar is low.
That's not what I meant.
It's fine. Oh, my to-do item, my action item is attend office hours. Okay. Well, I would also like, and maybe they do have a policy, but it's one of those things like even like the press release, those things should be in, an SOP or something so that we can all operate from. Did anybody else, or was it just me? I should have brought this up in my updates. Get invited to a SharePoint group?
Yeah, I did.
You did? Everyone did? Okay. I was wondering if it was just chairs or everybody. It's interesting to see what that's going to happen. Okay. Anything else from GERJ? JR? From GER?
JR.
Gender Equity and Justice Response? No? CAPS?
Kathleen, was there anything? No.
I haven't met with anyone since our last week we updated. Hopefully you can come to the movie screening,
I'm planning on it, yeah.
and it's on the 24th, and then a panel discussion on the 25th.
Oh, is the 25th, the room thing is all set? You weren't sure if the room was completely set for the 25th with the School of Public Health?
It is,
It is,
yeah.
okay, all right.
I'm just wondering how many people are actually going to go to campus on a Sunday. I think was my only question, but I'm not in charge of that, but we do have a room.
Okay. I'm going to move to new business. We got so much time. Usually we're slow.
Do we need to look at whatever the schedule of meetings for the year? Was there any reason for having that extra document?
It's something we have to submit to the commissioner's office, and so I just thought I would include it as an official document so everyone could see in advance what our,
I'm going to add that up under your updates that we have a schedule of meetings for the year.
yes.
Okay.
So after, new business, we're going to talk about goals and strategy for 2024. So things that we've been working on essentially since December, and then comments made by Commissioner Zodiac. Last week, I asked Kathleen if she wanted to meet, just so we could just kind of talk about it some more. And I think one of the things that in my head, not just the subcommittees, but usually this kind of thing is really in my wheelhouse as a strength, but I was trying to figure out what my hiccup was about not coming to the structure sooner, was that in my mind, because we're so small, that in my mind, like I was just thinking, big committees, like, so another committee I'm on is like 15 to 20 people. So we, you know, to add, we needed structure. But with us, with 7, to me in my head, I was like, oh, well, we don't need this structure because we're so small, but I know that's not true now. So did everybody have a chance to look at the priority structure proposal? And I mean, I would like to talk through it in a sense. I'm trying to think. I mean, I think really what this does is just kind of put structure to what is already happening with, you know, the profile subcommittee. So the proposal is profile subcommittee, policy subcommittee, outreach subcommittee, and data subcommittee. So in that, and then I listed goals and strategies for each one. Well, and I didn't list them out because I don't necessarily know what they are. I also listed proposed subcommittee members just based on who was already been doing things, and you know, obviously that's not set in stone by any means. So okay, so what I wrote was the structure proposed is to create subcommittees to advance our priorities and create strategies to fulfill those priorities. So I feel like instead of having the justice subcommittee, right now we have an outreach now we have a policy subcommittee, so everything can fall in that, has more, to me, pivot. You know, you can move a little bit more freely in that by, instead of being confined just to the justice subcommittee. This could be any policies forthcoming could be listed in that subcommittee. I do think, I know we talked about, am I ready to present? Yeah, I was, but now I'm like, I don't know. Oh, please.
Okay.
Because now
So-
I'm like completely lost.
Okay, so we were just discussing kind of what is bubbling up as far as priorities about what we talk about during meetings. I mentioned that me personally, the like going to events like the galas and the networking is somewhat difficult just time-wise, because then I do sit on other committees like the Monroe County Health Equity Committee, and networking is not in my wheelhouse. So the question was, and sometimes when you say it's everybody's responsibility, then it becomes like no one's responsibility. So in order to target some of these efforts, we are just discussing the different strengths of the group and kind of what we want to achieve over the long term, starting with this next year. And certainly this can pivot after the end of this year. But one thing we really want to do is raise our profile as far as getting out there in the community, making it known who we are. So that's all the networking events, inviting speakers, creating this social media buzz. But then we also want to take a look at things like what is going on with the jail. That's a long-term effort. But also there's intersection with the Health Equity Committee that I could be bringing, you know, kind of looking more broadly at policy issues, how they affect, you know, women, marginalized genders. So that's kind of another bucket. And then also there's outreach. So one example would be the girls web design camp, because it's more of like an action community event that we're inviting people. Are there other opportunities for us to do other outreach events? So it might be larger just than girls camp. And then also data subcommittee, because we want to be learning more about the women and girls and marginalized genders and gendered individuals in our county. We've talked a lot about doing surveys. We've had opportunities, you know, presented to us to learn more about who we're trying to represent. And so that would be another kind of component. And then if we're able to work in these subcommittees, then our time together here, we would have more time for speakers and then kind of reporting back on this like on the ground, movement we're making, because I feel here our time is very pressed, and how much actual like legwork gets done during these. It could be more time to communicate. So the idea behind the subcommittees those are kind of the priorities. They translate into what we're doing this year.
If anyone, and I'm still not sold on outreach subcommittee, if that's quite the right word. I mean, we talked about that, like, is that really, I mean, if we're okay with it, it sits fine with me, but I didn't know if there was another term that anybody felt would sit better, or if there's, in general, any other restructure they would like to see, or if we all think this makes sense.
The only thing I could think of besides outreach might be community engagement subcommittee. Like, it's just, I mean, it's talking about the same thing, same effect. The Girls Web Design Campus community engagement of us going out into the community to do something. But
I mean, which is the same, or outreach, but it's like sound. I kind of like the idea of community, putting community in there versus, unless we used community outreach subcommittee or something.
Community outreach would also, yeah.
I like that.
So, do we want to talk, I know Kathleen summarized everything pretty well. Do we want to go through each one and talk about them more specifically and then come up with subcommittee members for each one, or?
I'm okay with whatever you guys want to do.
Okay, well, we can go through each one and then.
Do you have a comment?
Oh,
It looked like you were gonna.
Well, I was going to say that we don't need to go through them, but also I don't, but that just may be from my perspective. And Jennifer, I don't know, do you have questions about any of those? No, you're good. You're good. Okay.
Is Molly on still? Is there anything that you're wanting to say, Molly?
Well, I would like to, and I know Tiana's not here, but I would definitely like to talk about, I proposed the subcommittee members based on things that obviously, Maria's already out in the community doing things. It made sense to me. Maria has a very strong social media presence that it seems it's already in, your wheelhouse, those kind of things. So, I would.
Well, yeah, let's talk about who's going to be on them.
Okay.
But I don't think we need, unless there's questions, I don't think we need to go through like what the expectations or what the work is going to look like.
Okay, so I think what I would like to hear from everybody is that they're okay with this subcommittee structure, with this priority structure.
Or why don't we just say what ones we want to be on?
But we're okay. So that's implying that we're okay with the structure as it is.
Do we want to have like a motion to vote on about the structure?
Yes.
Maybe.
Molly, I saw you unmute for a second. Do you have something?
I was just agreeing with everything being said so far. But
Okay. So yes, let's vote on the structure and then talk about who's going to be on those committees.
Okay. And well, yeah, okay. And I would also like to say if you have questions, then because what they mean, I'm happy to share that too. Okay. So do I have a motion? We have a motion to approve the structure?
I have a motion to approve this priority structure proposal. Thank you for this work.
Do I have a second?
I will
Commissioner
second.
Zodiac.
We're going to do a roll call vote.
since Molly's on.
since Molly's on Zoom. Maria,
Yes.
Julie,
Yes.
Jennifer Belton,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Molly,
Yes.
Susan, yes. Priority structure passes. Awesome.
And truly, thank you for this, because I think this is fantastic.
Good. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
I think this kind of shapes things that we can see what we're already doing, how it fits in, but we can also see where things can happen in addition to what we've already got going on and how that is going to help us out in the long term. So I feel like this is probably going to be useful beyond this year, but it'll be
Absolutely.
good to see how this goes this year.
Good job, Commissioner Zodiac.
Thank
I just
you.
wanted to say it again.
Well, I'm glad. Thank you. Good work, Commissioner Hangle.
Yeah, it was quite a brain session. It really was. So, okay, so the policy, profile subcommittee, the proposed subcommittee members were, why does it say Marie?
Exactly.
I'm
Marie does
sorry. It
not
says
want to be
Marie-
on the.
New member.
Maria, it says Maria below, I don't know why. Maria, Molly, and Jennifer, I did pick Maria because you're already out in the community. Same thing with Jennifer.
Molly's been going to a lot of things. Too.
Molly's been going to a lot of things too. Well, it was interesting because in this conversation with Profile Subcommittee, it really made me think of something like Molly had asked a while ago about, when you're going to these things, what this means, like what are you looking for? And I think with the Profile Subcommittee, I think that helps, in the subcommittee can talk about specifically putting the lens on of what we're looking for. I would also like to say what it means to me is that it is no longer necessarily everybody's job to attend commissioner meetings, council meetings. Not that I probably won't, or not that we're all not invited, but kind of making that responsibility sit in one house. I would also like to say that I think the most important part to me to get across with this structure is it doesn't mean it's so rigid that it's only the responsibility of the subcommittee to make these happen. It's the responsibility of the subcommittees to make sure that the work gets done wherever it gets done. It doesn't have to be necessarily confined to the subcommittee. It's like, hey, we notice, you bring the events to the table and say who can go or whatever, and not just, I just want to make sure that that's very clear.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so Maria, Molly, and Jennifer. Molly? Are you okay with that, Molly? We'll say yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
And I just want to
Sorry.
publicly say that we are very cognizant of each other's capacities and very hopefully respectful of, like, if I say I literally said I don't have the capacities to go on field trips. Like, I would love to go and like do stuff, but I don't have the capacity to do that right now. So if we're women for women, okay? That's all.
And it's not a small thing to get the council commissioner meetings, like attend those and watch for things that are particularly of interest to us. Like commissioner meetings are Wednesday mornings for 2 hours. It's like in the middle of everybody's workday. So those are, I mean, it's not a small thing to do that, so.
And just because we're talking about it right now, I did invite Corey Grass, to speak tonight. He is the transition director, but he is on the board of the Boys and Girls Club, and they had an event tonight. But he is more than happy to attend again. We're just doing this once a quarter, so we can follow up with him later.
Policy Subcommittee.
Wait, did you hear from Commissioner Belton about approving her appointment?
I approve.
Okay.
She was nodding. Policy Subcommittee, County Policy Evaluation Creation using a gender equity lens, current justice. Julie, I put you on, recommended 2, but I know you have a thing, I mean, with the secretary stuff, duties, but I wanted to give you the opportunity,
Yeah.
obviously, to choose or to be okay with whatever. I just know you were very interested in both of those things. but-
Yeah, and I think I can participate and support. I can't be the planner and spearhead things to happen with those subcommittees at this point, doing the second. But I can definitely participate and help out. And when someone says this needs to happen, I can be like, I can do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But somebody else needs to say this needs to happen.
So
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just gonna take that. At TSD, is there any way to use AI or recording or something for the minutes so somebody doesn't have to literally sit here and type things? It's 2024.
And the teams, I know there's a transcript, but I think just having someone being able to also just work alongside the transcript is probably for the best.
Okay. I think we should look into that. Or, I mean, using AI or using,
I mean, there's Copilot now, so
Yeah.
it's pretty,
yeah.
but yes. But it doesn't, Copilot doesn't just discern voices, like it doesn't say who said what. So that's would be identifying that.
And it's not necessarily less work to edit a transcript afterwards versus trying to get minutes typed up from what I'm
'Cause
taking.
you have your own, yeah,
So
okay.
I mean, it could be helpful, but yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily going to like ease up what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna say, I miss your input. I know you have a lot, and I feel some type of vibes that you're not happy about it.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine doing this work.
You're fine, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying I can't do this and do what I did
And
with
that's
the
fine.
Gender
Yeah,
Equity
yeah.
Justice Response Committee
Okay.
last year. Like I don't have time.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop worrying about it then.
So I have Maria, Julie, and Kathleen.
I approve.
I'm good with that.
Nods, yes?
Yes.
Perfect. Outreach Subcommittee to create and maintain programs and events that support our mission. Currently, that's Girls Web Design Camp, and however that's going. I have Tiana, I know Julie, because of some of the things that was piqued interest in doing that. I have Jennifer or Molly on there. If they want to be, it really is up to Jennifer and Molly. To me, there is no, like, you have to hit 2 or 1 or whatever. It is really based on,
Well, I think you have to be on one, I
well,
would say.
1, but yeah, interest and whatever, but I just wanted to give them the opportunity to join it or not join it. It's really up to them.
I'll join.
Okay. So I have Jennifer, Julie, and Tiana. And we only want 3 for,
Yeah, so we don't have quorum.
correct.
Yeah, that's true.
That's something we have learned.
Yes, I wasn't, yes, 3 have. Okay, the data subcommittee, it's something that I'm very interested in. When we decided when we talked about creating this, I was like, that's me, I will only be me, I only want to, like, it doesn't need to be a whole bunch of people. Kathleen Alberter weighed into my subcommittee and said, I like data too.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. So, it is one of those things, I mean, we had talked about this a year and a half ago about even creating surveys and how we wanted to do that. I asked Kathleen, I was like, can we do, is there a school project here? Like, there's definitely things that I think can be done here. It doesn't need to be a lot of people. I'm very happy. I think Kathleen and I are good with that as it stands.
And/or is there anyone else that would want to join that?
I'm just kidding.
Susan?
Yes, is there anybody else interested in data?
I have an interest in data, but I'm going to stop
Oh,
with
yes,
the
our
two.
meta
that-
librarian over
Yes.
there.
But it's fine.
And like Susan said, it's not that you
Right.
can't
Participate.
participate. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just you
Right.
won't take it. You're not responsible. And I want to say publicly that I think that having this data subcommittee is really, really important because, leadership always has I won't say always because that's oftentimes has the lens of we're doing to people and we really need to get information about what women in Monroe County want or need, and we can't just say, oh, we think this is what it is. So I think it's really important.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that I think, last year, we were responsive, to the justice. So it did, it seemed like thing, but I think for long term, yes, we need external voices to help us.
But that's not.
Yeah, and just to your point of wanting to participate, if we were to create a survey, of course, we would vet it not only here, but with external.
Yeah.
Part of making a good survey is making sure there's lots of eyes on it and definitely, bringing it to the group so you can still have fun.
That's right.
So with that being said, we'll update our orientation. Are you looking at?
Yeah, what's that?
So this was old,
Oh, 27.
2017, our focus areas, which was interesting. I'd love for us to do something like this sometime.
What was that for? Just like if they tabled somewhere or?
I guess. You wanna see it?
Yeah.
It's not printed correctly, but
I'd like to see it when you're done too, if you could pass it.
it's
around.
in our Dropbox.
Whoa.
I think it's on that.
Oh, look, Shelley Yoder, Catherine Stafford, Regina Moore. Interesting. Oh, Ann Collins, yes.
And I'm taking the notes about what Teams has to offer. There's a transcript feature. I think I'm gonna check out the transcript for this meeting after for these minutes and see what happens with that. If I get that transcript, does it help me
Okay.
do something? And I can report back.
Yeah, so it looks like it's just a handout. I'm sorry, there is a Joshua on here? Oh, that could be,
So we also tabled the idea of doing a group photo until we had our new member. So I just want to put that back on the radar that my husband is willing to do a professional photo of us.
And that is Steve. So
Steve
Zodiac.
Zodiac.
I know. What are we gonna do for 45 minutes?
I know, look at us.
A
being
jerk.
so-
Julie's like a jerk.
I like this new structure.
I was so excited leaving our little discussion about this.
yeah, I was gonna say do we need to try and schedule the photo? Is this something he's ready to go in March? We just ask him or give him the dates and have him pick out one of the future meeting dates for us to aim for? Oh, sorry. That's all right.
Yes, he needs some heads up because he wants to visit the room and look at the lighting and
Okay.
that kind of depends on what time of day, are we going to do it during our regular meeting or before? So yeah, he's a planner.
Okay.
So he would like to kind of know.
Should we maybe ask the meeting schedule? Does it work to try to use that and say one of those meeting times, whatever works for him, either before or after?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what we were going to do. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So if he picks out one and then just lets us know, I guess.
Okay.
I need a legit 2 weeks notice.
New outfit. Oh, Okay, so
would-
probably not the March one.
Probably, okay, that's fine, yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll say April or after.
Later, yeah.
If we don't have anything else to talk about, I mean, we have nothing else on the agenda, so we can definitely.
We have something else. I just thought about it. We need to decide who's gonna, not necessarily chair, but it's like, okay, yay, we're on these subcommittees, but then who's gonna set the meet? Like, I assume that if there's work to be done, there's at least one meeting a month or something like that. But if nobody is, just like it was said, if nobody's in charge, then, or nobody, you know what I mean?
And I'm okay just determining that now, or you can in an email between your
Oh,
subcommittee,
okay.
or, but that means someone has to start it. I think
Yeah.
one of the, I mean, in my mind, it would probably be execs, right? So if you're on them too, I mean, you can start the email conversation. I'll
Okay,
start
that's fine.
You know what I mean? That thing, I don't know, between,
That's fine.
like Julie's on outreach, she could start an email saying who wants to, whatever. I do think one of the things that I like about this is I think it raises the expectation of the time commitment to this commission. I do think it is important that people, right, we talked about it many times, or I have, you know, if you're on a board, you should expect to work 8 to 10 hours a month on that board. I think we easily could, you know, I think it's a reasonable request that people spend at least an hour a week on the commission. Obviously, I mean, just to put that expectation or that interest out there, and I think the subcommittee helps keep us more focused on the monthly time commitment that it takes to make this happen, especially when thinking you have to come back every month and report, you know, like we gotta have something to report kind of thing. So that's all.
For the policy subcommittee, we already had meeting dates for the justice, because the justice is now
Policy.
part of the policy. So I remember when Julie said she could not spearhead that. Are you still you agreed that you would spearhead the Justice Committee? Are you willing to spearhead the Policy Committee?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay. So we could just keep our justice meeting. Aren't those on the?
No, we didn't. We only had them
You
through
canceled
December.
those?
We only had them through December. We didn't have anything
They're
more
still
scheduled after
popping
that.
up on my calendar.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh,
we
maybe
don't
I
have
put
anything.
my own in or something.
Yeah, we don't have them booked anywhere to meet up, so.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, actually, I think I am okay with it unless, Kathleen, you just have a burning desire to do it.
No,
I would
I
be
mean,
more than happy
if you're
to
happy
not
to.
do it.
Okay. If you're happy to do it, I will be happy for you to do it.
Okay.
Kathleen and I would also highly like to recommend Kroguchi.
Oh, yes, that's a good working spot in their little cafe in Kroger.
We did, yeah. We used to go there a lot way back in the day, and it's a great meeting place.
So Maria, you're going to be setting up meeting dates and locations for the policy group? Cool.
I did
Yes.
like our Justice Committee schedule, it was like the preceding,
What was it, the
it was
fourth
Thursday?
Thursday?
Yeah, it was
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, oh, yeah, because we're the third. Anything else?
Does any other committee want to work out who their lead is before I feel like if we adjourn and it's not clear.
Then we can do that. I'm fine with that.
Well, I don't want to, so Susan, are you the lead of the data committee? Or-
Yes.
Okay. Or I'm not on the other committees, but
Wait,
if
your
people on
policy.
the committees are interested in getting just the basics worked out.
Yeah, without Tiana here, I think we probably need to talk over email for the outreach. See how that can work out.
Who's gonna send that email?
I can send the email to get that conversation started.
What about profile?
That's me.
Are you leading that?
I thought that's what we said.
Okay. Just checking.
I didn't realize you were leading that one. Do you want me to lead the policy one? I mean, you're honestly fine with. We can talk at our first policy meeting if you have regrets.
Honestly, I'm thinking about the future because I am going to start grad school in August.
Congratulations.
So, and it's a pretty intense program because I'm going to be done in a year or like
Great.
9 months to a year.
Nice.
MSW. And I just don't know. Well, I know what that will look like because I have to start my practicum like immediately, you know.
Okay, yeah.
But also, I can't tell how that's going to feel
Yeah.
until it gets here.
Yeah.
So if I can just reserve the right to ask for help, which I know I don't even have to reserve the right, just,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I might ask for help with some things at that time, but there will be an end to that,
Yeah.
you know.
That might be a good transition because I'm teaching this semester, which has been like difficult capacity wise, but then I'm done in May. So then
perfect.
maybe I can pick
Okay,
up what
okay.
as you go in. Okay.
So Maria, you're saying with the profile committee that you'll be planning that?
Anything else for anyone?
I just wanted to double check. Maria, you were talking about Corey Grass being invited to speak, and I was trying to get down who that person was. I have transition director.
Yeah, for the jail.
Oh, for the jail.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And on the board of the Boys and Girls Club, and that's why they cannot make it tonight. Got it.
You know, people always say that I know everybody. I always think you know everybody, but I'm pretty sure actually it's Maria who knows everybody.
That's not true.
And you're thinking that they will probably be able to speak at a future meeting? Is that
Yes,
right?
and the reason why we would have him speak is because it's in line with what the policy committee is working on.
Yes. Great.
And I think that's important that we need to keep speakers right now in line with what we're working on, right? To
yeah.
inform our work, to.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, we really pictured, and then our social media also highlights these different, kind of all
If we get
give
it.
shape. Yeah, if we get it.
TBD.
Anybody else, anything?
Looking.
I'm going to adjourn the meeting early at 6:24. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Yeah.
You know what? We need to add public comment just to the agenda
I
regardless
know.
if we
I don't know
have
why
it or
it fell
not.
off, but yes,
Yeah.
it was on there, but
Okay.
yes. I don't think there's anybody. Molly, do you have anything you want to say before we
That's not
go?
public comment.
Nope, I'm good.
All right, thank you. Meeting adjourned, everyone.